Quran. Now the Quran is still one in the sense that that is the key source, but it's got different qira'ats, which is basically just a different modes of recitation, because there are so many different dialects at that time. So the angel Jibreel basically was asked by the Prophet ﷺ himself as to give him more dialects or more modes of recitation that will be easy for the other tribes to recite. So it's still the source is still the same. So it's still from Allah through the angel Jibreel and to the Prophet ﷺ.
It does seem to be. Is it Uthman? Uthman?
He standardized
the Quran.
The Qurayshi dialect.
Yeah. So there's obviously you wanted one Quran. According to the scholar, it didn't actually work. So there was Qurans before.
It's not that it didn't work. What do you mean it didn't work?
Because afterwards apparently there was sort of up to like 25 Qurans or something, and then
there's one Quran, different qira'ats, different recitations.
Yeah, but if that's the case, why would each time they go to such lengths to bring in these Qurans, to read them? I think the first time.
But they were already there from the beginning. I told you, the different qira'ats were already there from the time of the Prophet ﷺ himself. In fact, he was the one who asked Jibreel, the angel, to bring him more.
But again, time flows on. So when the angel Gabriel helps the Quran, okay, but time moves on. So there's lots of different Qurans.
I think you got it all mixed up now.
Well, no,
the burning of the wasn't of the Quran. It was the personal copies of the people. So, for example, if they might have written the Quran themselves, or they might have heard the Hadith of the Prophet ﷺ and written it in the same place. So now many things were kind of mixed into their own personal copies.
So when that new Quran from Muhammad was created,
sorry, what do you mean new Quran? I don't understand. Can you qualify that?
If there's other Qurans that they've heard, that's been written down, that isn't quite matching up.
No, it's not other Quran. So let me ask you this. There is, for example, if you witnessed a particular event and your friend witnessed that particular event, the way both of you would narrate it would be different, right? Even though it's the same event.
Yeah, but if the Quran is perfectly preserved, they should have it surely.
No, the Quran is preserved.
No, it's perfectly preserved, it should happen.
So Brother Mansour, he has more information on this, that's why I called him. So, what you don't understand is the difference between the Quran itself and the qira'ats of the Quran. So the qira'at were also authenticated by the Prophet himself. So maybe Mansour will be able to say. So he's saying, why were there like so many Qurans?
Come close.
They've been here for 20 years. So basically, once someone's got his Quran out, once someone's got the Quran out, which is happy. Okay, I'm assuming whoever
all the different qira'ats he was happy.
Whoever put this one together, everyone's happy. It seems like
the Prophet.
It seems like a few years later, there's a lot more.
What's your name? Dave. The Prophet ﷺ himself taught the companions the different modes of recitation. So it wasn't something new invented later on.
Okay, so basically, when Muhammad said it's come down 7 times, so when you got people reciting something like different, Muhammad said it's come down 7 times.
Not 7 times, 7 different modes.
7 different ways.
7 different qira'ats.
Yeah, so that is. So how do you know which one is the correct one?
All of them are correct.
That's very confusing.
He'll be able to explain.
Just inform us, what do you understand by the process that the Quran was given to the Prophet and how it came to us? Just briefly explain what you know.
No, I'm just, I don't know much about the Quran, as I've already mentioned. Well, I don't know where he's gone now.
From what you know, and then we can then address any concerns that you may have.
Yeah, I was watching a Muslim scholar talking about early transmission. Okay, so
who did you watch?
No, well, one was Yasir Qadi and the other one was.
Let's start with Yasir Qadi.
Yeah. Anyway,
what did you watch? Anyway. No, it's not anyway. It's important.
No. I need to.
Sorry.
I've got questions.
Dave, I would like to really get to understand what you know about the subject.
Well, I don't know a lot. That's what I'm asking.
From what you know, remember you mentioned you've seen or you've heard something about Dr. Yasir Qadi, right? So, what do you recollect from what you know from Yasir Qadhi? What does he
Also
say?
another guy called Yasir Sadi, or something.
Yasir Qadhi, yes?
Yeah. So, as just basically looking, i.e. watching his discussion on YouTube, how he was discussing it was he didn't seem to believe that oral communication was reliable.
Where did he state that in his video? Stop there, one point at a time. No. Do you recollect a phrase or a statement?
Is that true though?
Sorry. If you have watched a video of a professor or a scholar explaining something, of course, it means that there's something that you understood from it, which gives you the indication that yes, this is what he's saying. What do you recollect that he said that gives you the indication that, just be patient, that gives you the indication that the oral transmission is not reliable? Would you like to share? Because I've watched that interview too.
Yeah.
So at least both of us have seen the same interview. So go ahead. What do you recollect?
The way I look upon it, when I was a kid in school, just basically being a kid in school, so a little child.
So was I. No different between you and me.
The teacher would play a game, and what she'd do is she'd write on a piece of paper something, she'd tell a little child something, and that child would tell the next person, and by the time it goes around, it just maybe 20 kids in a class. By the time it got to the end, the message was totally obliterated.
Chinese whispers, right?
And so what she'd do is she'd show us what was she originally said. So it'd be different.
This is what Yasir Qadhi was talking about.
So I know you guys are scholars or some of you are very learned.
We're not scholars.
And missionaries or whatever. But
would you mind coming back to Yasir Qadhi? It's very important because everyone wants to learn now. Because you seem to have some issues and concerns.
Yeah.
What of the statement of Yasir Qadhi indicated to you that the oral transmission of the Quran is not reliable as you stated?
Because of people like Chinese whispers, as it was.
Did he explain that?
No, he didn't say Chinese whispers. But
so what did he explain?
I'm not bright enough, to be honest, to gather all the details because I've already said. Okay, so I'm not saying anything. I can't say that things I don't know. But the questions I have for you, gently.
Stop, please. Sorry. I apologize for interruption. I am not going to move away from Yasir Qadhi as his starting point, and then allow me to make my point. Please allow me to make my point. With all due respect, you have stated that you have watched Yasir Qadhi. Now, I could ask you for clarification. Was this the interview that he had, or out of his? 1 second. Out of his. Excuse me, Dave. It is not fair that you just throw a name on the table and you assume that everyone knows what they're talking about. So, do you have any concern from Yasir Qadhi, or are you going to move on to the next caller?
What is your main objection with Yasir Qadhi's statement?
No. From what I've been told, that
by who?
By the Quran, it's come down in one. So, with respect, I was talking something completely different than yourself and other people.
Why don't you guys speak to us now and we'll see what we understand?
So, basically, my primary concerns is, as I understand it, from listening, okay, and I'm not a scholar.
So remember, recollect what you have listened.
Let me finish. Yeah. I'll let you talk a lot, okay?
Okay.
As I understand it, okay, the correct, right? When Muhammad said 7 times, there's 7 ways of this presentation being done. So my point is if that's supposed to make it more simpler, how is 7 times more simple than just the one?
Because for them,
it doesn't make sense.
You're not explaining anything.
That is just the one thing.
Let's go to the bottom of the subject.
Okay.
So
and then but what worries me as well is when he went on to I know Uthman, it might have been the 3rd Caliph, is it? Is he the 3rd Caliph? When he burnt Qurans, what?
Non-sense.
That is. I mean, surely I'm not being funny, but when I've seen people get yelled at and protested at burning Qurans, but the third,
different reasons
the
we
Caliph
both
can burn it. No, my point is that the Quran's
one is
being
malicious,
burned.
you know that.
The Quran's being burnt. Yeah, but this guy, for me, what this guy's doing, this Caliph, it sounds malicious to me because why would you burn Qurans? Unless you want to get rid of them.
You said you have researched this, so why did he burn the Quran?
Excuse me, I haven't restarted, didn't say so you're putting things in my mouth.
No, but you said he burned the Quran, so you must have read something, right?
Well,
or you heard it from someone.
Well,
which one is it?
You know where I've heard it from. I was just seeing it on YouTube. Okay, so that happens. Okay, to put the Quran smaller again. Then there's essentially more Qurans.
There's too many over
in history. So then it gets codified into 7. So I mean,
I think it goes
to 7 to 14 to 25, and apparently, apparently, according to this scholar, it goes up to possibly 50 at one point around the 10th century.
Which scholar?
So.
Hashim.
So
let him speak.
So I just wondered. Listen, I just need you to answer. I just want to know why.
Speak to me, right? Because the brother invited me. So speak to me.
Mansour knows more about it, so I mean, delegate it to
so basically, yeah. So basically, what I want to know is, it seems like there's a history from what I've looked at, like on YouTube. So if unless he's lying, that is a possibility, because I don't know the chap in person. But from where he was talking, it goes from lots of different Qurans suddenly to being qualified into only a couple, to a few. Then it seems to expand again, and people seem to be Muslims apparently are quite happy with the expansion of Qurans. And then it seems to be put down to like 14, so or 10 and then 14. So I'm just wondering what's happening. How does this happen? And why? Why does?
Would you like to know the answer?
Well, that's what I'm asking.
Very good. So now let's go back to Yasir Qadi, because you've watched his...
No, wait.
Why are you interrupting when I'm speaking?
Because I've asked a question.
He's answering you, but you have to give him the chance.
Try to behave in a civilized way. So I tried to listen to when I interrupted you, and I apologize for interrupting in the beginning. So I let you speak.
Yeah.
You've made your question, and I've listened to it.
Okay.
Right? In my head, I've made points.
Okay.
Now, you started by saying you also listened to a scholar, and you've named that scholar, Dr. Yasir Qadi.
And there's another one called Sadai something. I can't remember his name. But go on, yeah.
No problem. You can remember this thing. I don't know who you're talking to. Talking about. That's fine.
Yeah.
So you've watched Dr. Yasir Qadi.
I've seen two different scholars.
Would you like to let me speak?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I just want to clarify.
Two scholars.
I've seen two scholars talking about the Qurans.
Yeah.
Okay, so obviously they're experts in the Quran apparently.
Wait, stop there.
I just want to know what's going on.
Stop there. Yasir Qadi, what is his expertise? Dr. Yasir Qadi.
I'm assuming he's
Why you assume?
Imam.
Why you assume? You should, once you know someone is a scholar. For example, there was a guy that used to come here. One moment. Why are you interrupting when I'm speaking?
I know you asked me a question, so I just remembered something.
So go ahead.
I saw Yasir Qadi.
What is his specialty?
I saw Yasir Qadi particularly in an interview with.
No, I'm asking you a simple question. I'm asking you a simple question.
And I'm answering your question. I saw that chap in a dialogue.
I am asking you a very simple question. Very simple question.
Well, his highest level of education, where is it from? What university?
Brother, right.
Yeah.
Dr. James White, what is his specialty? Do you know?
Yeah, well, he's an apologist, particularly.
Apologist, fine.
Yeah.
What is the specialty of Dr. Yasir Qadi?
I don't know. Well, apparently he did.
Don't say apparently. Either you know or you don't.
Well, apparently he went to Saudi Arabia.
No,
I think
excuse me. Apparently, there is no such thing as apparently. If someone is a scholar,
are you trying to say
allow me to finish my point. Excuse me.
No, are you saying you don't know who he is and he's
No, it's not me
qualified?
that I don't know. I'm asking you.
Well, no, it's important because you're saying.
I know who he is.
Your question.
I know what his specialty
Fine.
is.
It will be easy if you just said I don't know.
So here is the clarification that's needed. When you put forward Yasir Qadi as a specialist in the Quran, so I'm going to ask you once more, to make it clear, right? Hear my question. When people become a scholar, they specialize in a very specialized subject.
Yeah.
For example, once you do your PhD, this is your specialization. And then you can further specialize within the field of what you've done in your thesis, right? You can further specialize.
Yeah.
So, do you know what was the thesis of his PhD on what specialty, number one? Secondly, what is his specialty that he understands to be his specialty?
Okay. Now,
you have the option to say no.
Now, what I want to know is,
I'm asking you a very simple
Oh
question.
no. I want the simple answer. Yeah.
No,
is he
I'm
right?
asking you the question.
Are they right?
Excuse me,
Are
no.
they wrong?
There is no running
no,
away
no,
from
no.
this discussion.
No, there isn't.
Here,
are they right
here-
or are they wrong?
Excuse me,
That's
Dave.
what I need to know.
Dave,
So you need to
if
tell
you are
me.
interested in a polemical discussion, you've come to the wrong
Listen,
platform.
listen,
If
you
you are
want-
sincere
listen.
and you're willing to learn and engage in a discussion in
But
an
you're
academic
not-
manner,
you're not
and you
discussing it.
sincerely want to know about the subject, then you need to clarify this question.
Yeah, no.
Do you
I've
know
asked my
the
questions.
specialty
I've
of
asked my questions.
Dr.
You're
Yasser
deflecting. You are deflecting what I'm asking. I'm asking simple
Okay,
questions about
the audience who are
history.
listening, do you understand my question?
I'm asking.
Good.
I'm
So the
asking-
question I'm asking is, if I bring,
No. I'm asking questions about your history, Quranic history.
I'm trying to answer them for you.
No, you're not. You're talking about Yasser Qadi. You're talking about all this.
Who brought you up? Who brought you
You're
up?
talking about everything.
Who brought you up?
Listen, you're
I will
talking
listen.
about. You're
But can
talking
you
about
answer?
everything.
Did you bring him up?
You are talking about everything other than what I've asked.
But I'm
No,
trying
no,
to
no, no,
answer.
no. No, you're deflecting.
How am
you're
I deflecting?
I've
Enlighten
asked
me, how am I
questions.
deflecting?
I've asked the questions. You're deflecting.
Okay, can I answer that?
Okay, no. You're deflecting.
It appears he doesn't know the qualification. Maybe you can just tell him.
You are deflecting. I've asked simple questions about are
Never
they
give
right
them
or
the
are they
answers.
wrong.
Let them do some homework.
Okay. I've asked you questions for you to answer those.
Right,
those.
let me now answer you.
So
okay?
now I want the answers
Let
to
me
those
answer you.
questions. Not,
Let me
not
answer you.
deflecting.
Let me answer you. In support of your claim, you brought a scholar.
No, scholars. Two scholars, different scholars. No.
When you say two scholars, you don't remember the name. You don't remember the name of the other scholar. But what is his specialty? You don't know, or do you know?
I don't know, no.
Fine. So when you bring a support for assertion or a statement that you make for a
Yeah.
claim, and you don't even know whether they're qualified or not on that subject, we can just rest assured, leave them aside for the time being until you can demonstrate that in a court of law, when you bring a witness.
Okay,
Wait, let me
no,
finish.
no,
I have not finished
wait,
yet.
Wait, no,
I have
you're-
not
listen,
finished.
You're
When
deflecting
you
again.
bring a witness
You're
in a court of
deflecting
law,
again. Excuse me.
I have not
Stop
finished.
I'm asking a
When
question.
you
We are
bring a
speakers-
witness in a
this is
court of
Speaker's
law,
Corner.
and the judge wants
This
to
is
know,
Speaker's Corner. I'm
is
asking
the
a
witness?
question.
Why are you interrupting? Why are you interrupting?
Because you're not answering the
I am
questions.
answering.
No, you're not.
So listen.
You're deflecting.
So in a court of law,
You are deflecting.
when a witness is
This
invited
is
to
Speaker's
provide,
Corner. This is
excuse me,
Speaker's Corner.
Dave,
You ask questions.
Dave,
and if someone reflects, if
Dave,
someone wants a simple answer,
the whole world is watching you.
I don't care.
You don't
Listen,
care?
I don't-
The whole world is going to judge you by what you are saying and
And
what you're
the
doing
whole world
and how
is
you
going to
behave.
judge you by you not answering better to answer
But
simple
I
questions
am
about
putting
Quranic history.
things
to let him
straight.
finish.
So let me finish. Right.
So, no,
So-
wait. Just answer the question.
I am.
If you
Don't you
can't-
understand? I'm answering.
You're not.
So
You're
be
talking
patient.
about-
So here is how I answer.
Listen, you're-
So, want me to finish? Right. So when you, brother, please. I don't need any support. When you bring a support for your statement, an evidential support, in a court of law,
Listen,
let me finish.
no.
If you keep on interrupting, then you better walk away.
Listen.
Because you're not willing to have
Listen.
a dialogue in knowledge and sincerity.
I
Because
am.
I can. If you are, then let me finish that.
But-
Okay. I take 2 minutes to make my point. Okay? What time if you want? When we want to support our statement, like in a court of law, when somebody says, I know this is
Okay.
what happened, 2 minutes and you can't even. Subhanallah.
Go on, listen.
2 minutes. 2 minutes. So when the court summons a professional, an expert for corroborating a statement or something with their professional judgment, they can't just bring Tom, Dick and Harry in the street to provide, say, I'm a cardiac surgeon and I know when this guy has operated, being operated on his heart, that's where the malfunction was or the error of judgment was of that surgeon who operated it. So I can tell you as a second opinion or an expert, the operation was done incorrectly. Let me finish, not 2 minutes yet. Why, what's wrong with you? Now,
Excuse me,
so,
I didn't say anything.
thank you. So don't just be agitated then. So when you bring support for your claims, an expert, we need to first understand, is this person an expert or not? You can't just bring any person who supposedly, is well known. I can bring, for example, Tony Blair, he's well known worldwide as an expert in the Quranic sciences. But that is not going to be acceptable. Why? His fame doesn't count. What counts is his professional knowledge and expertise. So, you started by claiming that you have a scholar who said oral transmission is reliable. 2 questions I asked. and I am not going to move away from these two questions unless you answer them, or you say I don't know. What is this expertise of Dr. Yasir Qadhi, in what specialty? Secondly, where does he say in his interviews or in his lectures that oral transmission of the Quran is not reliable, as you said? Those of you who have joining us late, go back to the video and rewind and say he made that statement. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Now, still, after all this, right? I was asking the Muslim about what I saw. This is a simple conversation. I hope you find a simple answer. Okay. So now get Mansour. Is it Mansour? Your name? What's your name, sorry?
Carry on, I'm listening.
What's your name?
Why am I supposed to interrupt?
I'm asking what your name is. Mansour. So I get Mansour. So I asked him the same stuff. And what do I get? I still haven't got an answer. He's spoken for, what, 15, 20 minutes. But is he giving me an answer?
I think he made a claim and he was trying to clarify your claim was incorrect.
Is he giving me an answer to a query I got? Okay, so I don't know much of Islam. I've already said that. Okay, so I'm expecting an answer. And after a lot of talking and a lot of stuff, he still hasn't given me an answer to why.
The platform. He will answer you.
So why there's like 25, at some point to 50 Qurans this particular chap was talking about in his dialogue on YouTube, and he's a Muslim scholar. So while I'm not an expert and I hold my hands up not to be an expert,
it's clearly obvious you're not.
That's fine. You don't have to be an expert. I've got questions from experts that still haven't been answered, apart from lots of deflections. Okay.
So what is the expert in, and where did you say what you said?
So ultimately, I still haven't. I don't know. You seem to be an expert.
Never claimed.
I still haven't got an answer though to
so
the
I
question.
think the discussion will soon end,
it will
because you're waffling. Your waffling doesn't benefit anyone.
No,
I came to give you an opportunity. Remember, I didn't come and say.
You're not answering.
I am now talking. I am now talking.
Listen, you're
I am now talking.
Dave,
I am talking. So learn how to behave and talk.
No.
If you don't know how to talk, then perhaps you need to go back to.
I was hoping you.
I was hoping that you at least understand how we talk to each other. If you don't even know how to talk to people, then first lesson is learn how to talk. Second lesson is ask if you don't know. Third lesson is ask sincerely.
I have asked.
Right.
I was talking sincerely to the person I was really talking to.
Right. Go ahead.
And the second person.
Answer the questions I asked.
And the second person I was talking to.
Enough waffling.
Okay.
Now, what is his specialty?
No.
Do you know?
Excuse me. Don't tell me.
Do you know?
I'm explaining.
Do you know his specialty?
So don't.
Do you know? Do you know his specialty?
You're showing me disrespect.
Okay. Those of you who are listening, how many times have I asked this question? What is the specialty of Dr. Yasir Qadhi?
And everyone everybody watching, he still hasn't answered the question. He still hasn't answered the question.
Over 20 minutes.